So my advice to you is understand what is controlling you, holding you like a little by the string. Hi guys, I've got a Q&A for you guys. I'm doing a Q&A video again based on your questions for me about how to have an incredible life in terms of, you asked me some really cool questions and I thought I'd put it into a video. So I'm going through my social media. I ask questions on Instagram. So every now and then I'll put an announcement out on Instagram and sometimes on my Fortune Family Facebook group. So those are the two places that I interact with people the closest because you are part of my community. So Instagram and the Fortune Family group. Links for both of them are below here, so make sure you're part of that. And I put an announcement that I was going to do some questions and answers video, and I had some really good questions. So let me just fire off from my Instagram questions and tell you what I had. And they have come from, so I've got a question here from Lizzie D, Instagram at Lizzie D, saying, what is one single thing I could start with today to achieve your mindset? Thanks, I assume my mindset. Okay, thank you, Lizzie D. First of all, my mindset has taken me years and years to achieve, so it doesn't happen overnight. I started thinking about peak performance and being on point from the age of 9. Actually, that's probably a bit too much because I don't think everyone does it consciously. I would say, okay, my professional journey started when I was 16, so 20 years ago. I'm 36 now. So, Lizzie, the one thing that you could do to start your mind, to get your mindset on point, is get a really good morning routine. So a morning routine means you start off with with an intention to be on point, and you have to have gratitude in there. I don't look at my mobile phone for a good 1 hour at least, and that morning routine is for me, and it's I read in there, I have a workout, there's HIIT training, there's a lot of neuroscience behind the morning routine, and I actually teach everybody that my own personal morning routine, which is very, very intense, and it's got a lot of steps in there. I can't give you all of it now because you have to be part of my Millionaire Mindset program to get it. So in short, have a really good morning routine, which doesn't involve any electrical devices or like your social media. Just make sure you don't react. There's a very specific reason why we don't want social media in the morning. And once you have a really good morning routine, it's like having a really good breakfast. You are set up for the day and you have a very good intention, and you have to have a sleep routine. So similarly, you can't end your day badly because it will subconsciously work away, because your brain, when you fall asleep, isn't stopping. It is actually working consistently, and you will have this subconscious process going on based on how your sleep routine is, i.e. what other steps happen before you go to bed. In the good 90 minutes to 2 hours before, that's when the brain should be trained to go to like rest mode mentally. There's like a chill mode that you need to trigger, and that's very specific, so I teach my students that too. Anyway, so that's the question from Lizzie D. I appreciate that very much. Now let me find another question from ypradan999. This is Instagram again, saying how to invest in your 20s. Now, I don't care what age people are, whether you're 20s, in your teens, if you're earning, you should be investing, and you should be investing in yourself, in assets, in passive income streams, to create passive income streams. It all is about the tree of wealth for me. So I have that I teach in my events. You need to have assets, passive income streams, and eventually businesses in your life. And the roots of the tree are your mindset. Hence, I've created the Millionaire Mindset program. So how to invest? Well, you need to put money aside for education purposes. So go to seminars, go to education events like the ones I produce, or if you can come to London, come to my events. If you can't, go to another group event where they teach you how to invest or accelerate your learning. Invest in a mentor. I spend thousands every month. I have 3 coaches and mentors. So they do incredible things for me. They accelerate my progress, and I spend money on those people because I know it will accelerate me overall as an individual, as a business, financially, mentally, spiritually, everything. It works. So spend money on things that actually matter, not the bills. Okay, you have to spend money on your bills, of course, but shift from paying just bills to paying you first and then the bills second. And if you don't have enough money to put yourself first and the bills, then something's got to change. You've got to earn more money, but you have to start doing that now. And there is always time, okay? So I hope that helped, by the way. So that was from Prada999. Thank you very much for the question. So let's see, any other questions? Now, just a quick mention, when I ask for questions on social media, whether it's like Instagram or Facebook, people give me like really vague questions. You've given me investment strategy for franchise opportunities. Well, you clearly have never done anything like this. Give me more specifics here. I wouldn't even know where to start because there are so many different franchises, there's different franchise models. Rubbish question. I'm not even going to say who that came from, but you will know who you are. Anyway, so that was my Instagram. I don't think there were any more quality questions on there that I would answer. However, I have got some in my Fortune family group. This is my Fortune family group, and I have got some questions from people that have been fantastic. Okay, so here we go. Sam Chan said, when working in a business that sucks 60 plus hours a week out of you, how do you make time to work on yourself? Well, quite frankly, there is always time. That's number one, is because you are being controlled by something else, you are not in control of your own time. That's what's happening right now. So what you have to do is, you know, just like how you schedule time to have a shower, or you schedule time to eat, or you schedule time to, you know, to do whatever you do. I don't know, go to the gym perhaps, maybe some of you don't. But whatever you schedule time for currently, just think, how do I do it? And it's quite simply, you take time out to do it. So, you know, it's almost like making an appointment with that activity. So for you to say working on yourself, that shows me that you don't prioritize yourself, and therefore you're never going to be wealthy. So Sam, my dear friend Sam, you need to work on yourself by scheduling the time every single day. So for example, I have scheduled a minimum half hour morning and night for me to read and nothing else. I can't watch any Netflix, I can't watch, I can't have, even in my downtime, I'm not allowed to have that downtime unless I've read. You know, so I schedule it. It's actually an appointment in my calendar, and there'll be a timer, and then no one can interrupt me until the time has gone off. So you have to have a word with your family and people in your life and say, look, this is my meeting time. You have to schedule it out. So if someone rings you up and says, oh, can you meet me here, you know, work or whatever, you should have that in your diary first and look at it and say, no, I'm not free then. You know, I have a meeting. You don't need to tell them, oh, I've got 30 minutes to read or work on me. You don't need to tell them that, but you need to make that appointment with yourself to spend time. So the answer is, quite frankly, make the time. There is no excuse, and outsource. You'll find when you shift from being controlled by all these exterior things, like the external, like job, business, people, when you stop being controlled by all of them, you will find the shift in you a lot stronger, and you'll feel a lot more empowered. So for example, mobile phone should always be on silent, and I have no notifications that actually come up on my phone except for 1 or 2 people that actually matter and they're business related. And when I don't want them to be affecting my day-to-day, then I turn the notifications all off. There's no social media alerts come on ever, so that means I have to go into each one to see it. So I'm in control of that, and they're not in control of me. Most people have every alert pinging off, and therefore they react to it. I see people who have a phone call, the phone is ringing and they have to answer it. It's crazy, it's absolutely crazy that you're completely in control by something else. So my advice to you is understand what is controlling you, holding you like a little by the string, you know, cut those strings and be in control of yourself. It's not that difficult. You just have to be really cutthroat in a way. But once you do it, it's really easy. You'll find everything so easy. Be cutthroat. Okay, so thanks, Sam. Next question is the last one I'm going to do in this video. It is from Ramesh Gugulier. I have no idea if I said that right. A few words on how to strengthen your moral compass. Wow, very vague. It's like asking me, what's the meaning of life? Well, that's a long question. Now, it depends what you define as moral compass. You need to understand who you are. My answer to you, in short, is figure out what you're about, i.e. who are you, what are your values, what makes you happy, what makes you unhappy, what is your philosophy on life. Everyone is unique. You can't be adopting somebody else's philosophy. You will only resonate with someone who's got a similar philosophy, which is why I have people that are very close to me, my YouTube subscribers, my Instagram followers, some of them who absolutely love my message, not because they are me, but because my message and my values resonate with you. There's a difference. You're still you and I'm still me. So for Ramesh, the answer to you is, quite frankly, please work on yourself. I understand you better. Then you can be a more, you can guide yourself. If you don't know who you are, you don't know how to control you, and therefore you don't know how to put yourself in the right place. So work on yourself, which is why I tell people my Millionaire Mindset program, for example, is where I make my students understand 6 pillars in their millionaire mindset. What is it that you need to work on in your life to be in control of you, and then control and manifest anything in your life, whether it's relationships, whether it's how much wealth you have in your life, happiness, your physical appearance, you know, it's all linked. You know, food and money are the biggest emotional triggers for people. So when I see someone who needs extra help, I always look at what's the relationship with food like, what's the relationship with money like. You know, it says a lot about the individual, but nothing can work and nothing can be in your control unless you've got a relationship with yourself really clear, and you've got to be very, very honest with yourself. All the weaknesses, all the strengths, there's a lot going on there that you need to work on. So Ramesh, you gave me a really vague question, but I have given you some sort of guidance, I hope, on that. So I hope that helps. And I love questions, I have to say. You know, it just shows me where you're at in life. I think I put a post on it in my social media about this. When I see someone's questions, I understand where they're at. So the quality of your questions will dictate directly the quality of the life that you live. So keep asking yourself these questions. Keep encouraging yourself to dig deeper into your own mind, figure out what you're about. Only then can you actually control the outcomes of your life. So we can go down the rabbit hole with this. I'm going to stop here though, because if you guys want to work with me more, come to my events. Click on the link on the description below. You can come to my events in London where you can meet me personally. I talk about this for 10 hours. I talk about mindset, I talk about Forex, and I talk about everything in between for 10 hours, and how you can become part of my training in Fortune Academy. And it's a lifetime. So everything we do, we're dedicated to your successful life, and we handpick students. We don't just let everybody come in. So, you know, I can't really add to that apart from please work on yourselves and come and see me. So there you go, guys. Hope you had a good time watching this. So I am officially going to sign out for now, but I will be back with some more videos. Anything you want from me or want to contact me in social media, then click on the links below. Instagram is my favorite way of you contacting me. Facebook, of course, as well. I don't mind whichever one, but Instagram seems to be the easiest one so far. Plus, follow my story and you can see what I get up to day to day, and you get a bit more of a real life glimpse of my life, which I think you can't really get everywhere else. So yeah, that's it really. So see you guys soon. Bye.
Slide this way if you're trying to see results. Active, get active, they can't match this. I got ambition, I'm driven. Hither, man, got the vision. Stay woke. If you're trying to win, you should listen. If you're trying to win, you should listen. Stay woke. If you're trying to win, you should listen. If you're trying to win, you should listen. Stay woke.